What's up, YouTube? We got a yo-yo review to do today. This is the YoyoFactory Element, the new signature yo-yo from Gentry Stein. So, Element is basically they tried to just do something different with Gentry's yo-yos. I think it's still really good. Actually, this might be my favorite of Gentry's signatures. I don't know. The shutter wide angle is still really good, but it's really it's a different take. It's got some neat design ideas, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. But let's go ahead and talk about the specs a little bit. So it is 56 millimeters in diameter with a 48.92 millimeter width. The gap width is 4.62 millimeters. It weighs in at 65.53 grams. Comes with the standard size C, the YoyoFactory bearing, and has slim pads, not the regular size thick pads. So when you replace these, you want to buy the slim pads, the 19 millimeter ones. And then it's 6061 aluminum, designed in the USA, made in China, released in February. That's when I got mine, pretty much right when it came out. I did buy this, and it costs $59.99 for the blue fade one. I think they're all fades now. So the fades are $60. They're all fades. I don't know if there were solid colors that were a little cheaper, but 60 beans. So let's talk about it a little bit. So it's very different. It's definitely a competition-y type yo-yo, but it's very different from the shutter. And I would say it's a much more interesting playing yo-yo. It's much more fun. And I've been really, really enjoying it, truth be told. I wish I had pulled my shutter out to compare them, but this is obviously nothing like a shutter. In fact, it kind of reminds me, it's sort of like an Aviator 2 type of design, maybe meets a little bit of what they were doing with Base Camp, with that stuff. So it's kind of got this undercut that you can see there, very neat, and there's a Delrin ring to minimize friction. See that like plasticky blue? It's a Delrin ring in there. I don't know that it actually does that, but I'm always griping about like things being pinging off when they come off and stuff. And this definitely feels different. It has a very smooth feeling, and it's there to reduce friction from the string to kind of give you, I don't know if it works or not, give you extra spin time. It seems like it spins the normal time to me, but I think it's a cool element. I think it's a cool design element. I don't have any other yo-yos that do this, so I think it's very cool. Clearly there's a cup for finger spinning, and you can definitely get your thumb under there for thumb grinding. But let's go ahead and throw it around a little bit. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. This is kind of a cool yo-yo. It's pretty cool. It's got a lot of cool design elements, and I wasn't expecting this, but when I saw all this stuff, I had to buy it. So throw it around. Element. All right. First thing, if you've been throwing a lot of shutters, this isn't super different. It's got rim weight. You definitely feel power. And, it's still sort of got a kind of rounded H shape. So you do get that, like, long spin and H type of thing. Like, that came back pretty hard. I did a lot of tricks there. Blast finish is cool. It's got that groove ring there to kind of additionally reduce friction. That seems to have been the idea behind this yo-yo, was the reduction of friction in a lot of areas. So for grinds, those cuts will reduce how much of the yo-yo is going to touch your hand. Plus the ring reduces friction against the string, the Del ring, as they call it. Nice and smooth coming off the string. That Del ring, it's got that like sort of like plasticky feel. Like plastic yo-yos don't ping. You pull them off the string. Neither does this one. So very cool in that regard, and really a neat design element. I like it. Perfect size to kind of fit between your fingers. Regens are nice. It's really stable. I don't know if Gentry's going to use this to compete or what. I know there's a bimetal shutter as well. I imagine he'll probably use this sometimes to compete. Really cool, really good yo-yo. Has a little bit of float to it, more float, say, than the shutters would. The shutters don't really float at all. This is just sort of a like more all-around kind of daily carry fun yo-yo, not necessarily a top-end competition yo-yo. However, it's clearly stable and long-spinning enough. If you want to compete with it, it ain't going to hurt you. Plus, I do like that ring. The ring is cool. I'm going to keep saying that. Finger spin-wise, there's a big cup to catch. And I prefer that to the gimmicky, like, dimples, truthfully. I prefer just having the cup instead to the like, oh, look at my gimmick to dimple. Like, that's better. Just the cup. Just get stuff out of the way. Although I don't hate any. I don't hate the. I don't hate spikes either. So. Long spinning. Rejections are very nice. It kind of like smoothly rejects out. It binds really well. I mean, this is just a really good yo-yo. I mean, not that I would expect anything else out of YoyoFactory. They do good stuff pretty much all the time. But man, this is fun. I've been playing the crap out of this for the last month. It's pretty much dead smooth. 9.5 out of 10. If it's not dead smooth, I hit it on something, and I'm sure I did. But very nice, smooth yo-yo. Really just gets. I mean, you would be hard pressed to find somebody I think that doesn't like this. This is sort of a like mass appeal kind of yo-yo. Grind finish is good. Not that you would expect anything differently. Binds are nice. So, not snaggy. Great finger spins. Oh, thumb grinds. Show you that. Oh. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That really locks your thumb right in there. You can do all kind of thumb grind tricks with that. Transfers, whatever. Really just nicely designed. A lot of thought clearly went into this yo-yo. And I dig. So let's go ahead and take it apart. I'll show you guys the insides and we'll do pros and cons. Alright, YoyoFactory Element. Newest signature yo-yo from Gentry Stein. Using a Zipline string, of course. Ziplinestrings.com. Buy the Frozen Brews colors. It helps me buy things on the PlayStation Store. Seriously. Truthfully, that's what I do. Anyway, so let's take her apart. Alright, so let's take a look at this Delrin first of all. As you can see, it is just like a Delrin cap that is over the edge of the yo-yo. And I don't know that it makes too much of a difference, but I appreciate that it's there. It really, it shows like an ingenuity. I think YoyoFactory is very good about trying new things and just seeing what works better. I don't know if that it works that much better than just rounding over the edge, but truth be told, I think it looks cool, and I do think I like the idea of it. It feels good on the string, so I can't say that it's working against it. So definitely a neat addition there. I like it very much. Now, whether or not this will get damaged or something over time, I doubt it. Delrin's pretty sturdy, but who knows. Comes with the white pads. Not my favorite YoyoFactory color pads. I feel like the white pads are the slickest ones, but it fits in there nice. And got a nice deep concave, got a nice deep groove there. Very cool, aesthetically very pleasing, especially with the fade. I think it looks real good, and was really manufactured really well. I think the blast is nice. I don't know how much I like the engraving there. Hopefully at some point they do an unengraved version like they've done with the shutters and stuff. I think that would be cool. But it is what it is. It's very YoyoFactory, and no real complaints there. Manufacturing is solid. It doesn't feel like it's going to strip or anything. It's got a nice long axle. It's not a one drop, but it's pretty darn good. So yeah, there she blows. So let's do pros and cons. Pros, great yo-yo, fun yo-yo, and YoyoFactory continues to innovate. I appreciate that they do this. This is like one of those things where it's like, I like to see, especially, the big companies, Duncan, YoyoFactory is particularly good at trying new things and getting new ideas out there. whether they work, whether they're just something that they do for a couple yo-yos, or whether it's something that eventually becomes widely adopted. Kind of doesn't matter, but they do a great job at innovating things, and this is part of that. So kudos to them for trying this out. They're probably not the first ones to do this, but I do like to see it in a big mainstream yo-yo like this. It really gets the idea out there. Like I said, I don't have any yo-yos like this, so if there are other ones out there, if there's been ones in the past, they never came across me, and I have a lot of yo-yos. So the fact that YoyoFactory is doing it, cool. Another Gentry signature, very good. I feel like YoyoFactory's really been pushing out the signature yo-yos for their top players. Evan now has like 7 or 8 signatures, and I think this is what, Gentry's probably 5th, 6th maybe. I guess he had one before the shutter too. And then there's the replay and stuff. But cool, I like it. Put a name behind it. Gentry's a cool guy. And obviously multiple-time world champion, multiple-time U.S. champion. So in the yo-yo community, he's a big name to put a yo-yo behind, and especially if you're putting a good yo-yo out behind in his name, this is pretty sweet. So the only con I would say, with YoyoFactory particularly, is they're pretty mass-produced. I mean, this does have a neat element here with the Dell ring. But I did prefer when YoyoFactory yo-yos were like $45 and $50 as opposed to $60. It's not that big of a difference, and I realize, with inflation and everything else, was like got teams to sponsor, yada, yada, yada. I don't think it's the worst thing, especially for a yo-yo like this, that's really just a nice, a nice design with some new elements to it. I would like to see the return of, some more $45 releases and stuff like this. But that's really the only catch, is that, once you hit the $60 bracket, I mean, you're pretty much in that's a high-end level of yo-yo there that a lot of people aren't going to necessarily want to drop $60 for. I mean, I feel like the $45 mark is maybe a little safer on the eyeballs, but otherwise, great yo-yo. Really enjoyed it. I have been having a blast with it. It's been on my desk. I bought it last month, but I've been playing with it pretty much since then. Really fun. Really cool design. So kudos to YoyoFactory and Gentry. I don't know how much influence he has in the design. Probably a ton. I mean, God, the guy ought to, right? They just hand him a yo-yo and say, here you go. He's got to have some idea behind the design. But cool stuff. It's available now at Yo-Yo Expert, Yo-Yo Sam, all the places that you buy nice yo-yos. So yeah, check it out. The YoyoFactory Element. Thanks for watching, guys. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers to you. I'll see you next time.